Ever wondered why you can drop 50 bucks on a fancy dinner without blinking, but spend 20 minutes agonizing over a $5 coffee? Or why lottery tickets feel like investments, but actual investments feel like gambling? Welcome to the wonderfully weird world where your brain meets your wallet. And trust me, they do not always get along. Money makes people do absolutely bizarre things, like buying expensive workout equipment that becomes the world's most expensive clothes hanger, or convincing themselves that buying in bulk saves money while their garage transforms into a toilet paper fortress. Today, we are diving headfirst into the psychology of money, where rational thinking goes to die and financial decisions get made by the same part of your brain that thinks eating ice cream for breakfast is occasionally acceptable. Let me start with a fun fact that will blow your mind. Your relationship with money was probably determined before you could even spell the word budget. Psychologists have discovered that our money beliefs form around age 7, which explains why some people treat credit cards like magical plastic that makes things free, while others hoard coins like financial doomsday preppers. Your childhood money memories are basically the operating system running your adult financial software. And for most of us, that software has more bugs than a camping trip in mosquito season. Here is where things get really fascinating. Your brain treats money like it treats survival, which means every financial decision triggers the same fight or flight response your ancestors used when deciding whether that rustling bush contained berries or bears. This is why checking your bank balance after a weekend shopping spree feels like preparing for battle, and why financial stress can literally make you sick. Your prehistoric brain cannot tell the difference between being chased by a saber-toothed tiger and realizing you forgot to pay your credit card bill. Now let us talk about mental accounting, which is basically your brain's adorable but completely irrational way of organizing money. Nobel Prize winner Richard Thaler discovered that people treat money differently depending on where it comes from or what bucket they mentally put it in. You might carefully budget your grocery money, but blow your tax refund on something ridiculous because somehow that money feels different, even though mathematically, money is money. It is like having separate jars labeled serious money and fun money and pretending they contain different currencies, when really they are all filled with the same green pieces of paper. This brings us to loss aversion, which is why you feel twice as bad losing $20 as you feel good finding $20. Your brain is basically a drama queen that treats every financial loss like a personal attack, while financial gains get a polite golf clap. This explains why people hold on to losing stocks forever, hoping they will recover, but sell winning stocks too early because they are terrified of losing their gains. It is like your brain hired the most pessimistic accountant possible who only focuses on what could go wrong. Speaking of irrational behavior, let me introduce you to the sunk cost fallacy, which tricks people into throwing good money after bad because they already invested so much. This is why you might keep paying for a gym membership you never use, finish a terrible movie because you already watched half of it, or stay in a dead-end relationship because you have been together for 3 years. Your brain confuses past expenses with future value, like thinking that because you bought expensive concert tickets, you have to attend even if you are sick, because somehow suffering through pneumonia validates your purchase. But here is where psychology gets practical and profitable. Understanding these mental quirks is like having cheat codes for your own brain. Want to save more money? Use the psychology of automation and make saving invisible. Set up automatic transfers to savings accounts so your brain never gets the chance to negotiate with that money. It is like hiding vegetables in a kid's mac and cheese, except you are hiding money from your own spending impulses. Another genius hack involves using the power of mental accounting to your advantage. Instead of fighting your brain's tendency to categorize money, work with it. Create specific savings buckets for different goals, and watch how much easier it becomes to save for a vacation when that money has a clear purpose and identity. Your brain loves categories, so give it some good ones to work with instead of one confusing pile labeled money stuff. Here is a reality check that might sting a little. Most people are absolutely terrible at predicting what will make them happy. especially when it comes to money. Psychologists call this effective forecasting, and we consistently overestimate how much joy we will get from buying things and underestimate how quickly that joy fades. That designer handbag or latest gadget provides a happiness hit that lasts about as long as a sugar rush from cotton candy, but your brain keeps falling for the same trick over and over again. Research shows that experiences provide longer lasting happiness than material purchases because experiences become part of your identity while things just become part of your storage problems. That vacation creates memories you will treasure for years, while that expensive watch becomes just another thing you have to remember not to scratch. Your brain adapts to new possessions faster than you can say buyer's remorse, but it savors experiences like a fine wine that gets better with time. The comparison trap is another psychological pitfall that turns money into a weapon for self torture. Social media has turned everyone into amateur wealth detectives, constantly comparing their behind the scenes financial reality to everyone else's highlight reel. You see someone's vacation photos and assume they are financially crushing life, not knowing they put it all on credit cards or saved for 2 years by eating ramen noodles. Comparison is the thief of joy, and when it comes to money, it is also the thief of financial common sense. But here is the beautiful truth hiding behind all this psychological complexity. Understanding your money brain is the first step to outsmarting it. Start paying attention to your financial emotions and decisions like a curious scientist studying an interesting specimen. Notice when you spend impulsively, what triggers your money anxiety, and which purchases you actually regret versus which ones bring lasting satisfaction. The secret sauce is developing what psychologists call financial mindfulness, which is just a fancy way of saying pay attention to your money feelings without judging them. When you catch yourself making emotional financial decisions, pause and ask whether this choice aligns with your actual values and goals, or if you're just letting your caveman brain drive the financial bus. Money psychology is not about becoming a perfectly rational financial robot, because that would be both impossible and incredibly boring. It is about understanding your beautiful, messy human relationship with money so you can make decisions that actually serve your life instead of just feeding your psychological quirks. Remember, your money mindset was learned, which means it can be unlearned and upgraded like any other software. What financial psychology insights surprised you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below and subscribe to XQ for more brilliantly simple explanations that make complex topics as easy as spending money you do not have.